Hello, guys. My name is Paul, and I'll be doing a review of Dr. Duda's album called The Drive. Man, this album is so beautiful. It's just so much filled with emotion. It's so musical, also. And yeah, I'm gonna take it down through the journey of this amazing album, which is musical, which is very touching, and I feel like it's like very personal also from Dr. Duda, and I'm gonna take you through the album, and then we're gonna start off with the first track called COVID Days. Okay, let's get into it. So I just listened to COVID Days, by Dr. Duda, featuring Shocks and Tammy Sexy. Sexy as in saxophone. Because of even you listen to the song, there's saxophone. There's keys. Beautiful keys, by the way. There's a guitar. So, but just looking at the song, how it was structured, and just listening to it, COVID days, man. So, Dr. Duda basically took us back to the COVID days. Yeah, when it was hectic, when all of us couldn't believe that we were getting shutting down, like literally everything just stopped. Everything stopped moving, and all of a sudden, Wabote, we are indoors, and yeah, nothing is moving, nothing is happening. And I feel with this intro, the COVID days, because it sounds like an intro. And also, I feel like everything started there. I feel like that seed for him to get, to this point, to this project. I feel like as if this way, that way, this is where it started. The seed that planted all, it was COVID, during COVID. That's the feeling I'm getting. I might be wrong, but I don't know. But that's what it feels like. For me, how I look at it. So yeah, and then when it starts with the Ramaphosa, the infamous speech. Look, the COVID speech when he was telling us that, yeah, South Africans, guys, Zavala, Zavala, you know, and it was a tough time for everybody. It was a very very tough time for everyone, because now you had to sit with yourself, because of we are used to all the hustle and bustle, things moving, and then all of a suddenly, yeah, yeah, things are stopping, and you have to rethink, reinvent, re-strategize, So it was a good and a bad thing. So this song, it encompasses all of that, all of those elements, and I like also the vocals of the lady there, the way laid, the trumpet or is it the horn, and also the keys, so I can feel a bit of like jazz elements, and it was infused. So shout out to Dr. Duta for this one, COVID days. It's a beautiful intro into the album, man. It's a very beautiful intro into the album. Yeah, and the sound also, it's chilled. It's serious also, but also he added a bit of humor into it. In the clip, he also added that alostro, that infamous, everybody they got alostro, that alostro clip that made him famous. So it's serious at the beginning, and also I added that element to it. But overall, yeah, the joint, it's yeah, musically, it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful, and you can listen to it, while you're chilling outside, watching a beautiful view. Yeah, it's a beautiful record, man. And yeah, we're gonna get into another one right now. Oh man, um, the second track, Stalala, featuring UK Kid. Oh my goodness, this lady. Oh my sister. Oh my goodness, the things you did on this record. Ah, Jesus. Yeah, no, it's amazing, mind blowing. Mfuni Starala Sam, like, you know, guys. Oh, mm, the opening line. nginomona ngawe ngicala yonke into ilunge ngoba ngifuna omunye munye. Yes, I kid. And you know the way how she starts with the opening, she starts like singing, singing the vocals, singing. Athi ufuna isithandwa sakhe, ufuna isithando sami sakho. Excuse my Zulu guys, but yeah, she wants a lover, a person. It's a love story. This one, it's a love story, a beautiful one. And she's singing it at the beginning, you know, and as the song progresses, right there at the last um verse, she raps, and then like she's just like, she came in there, soft and saying that, fully me, and the next thing she's coming rapping. I'm like, what? I mean, yo, I Starla is beautiful, man. Once again, shout out to Dr. Duda for this one, man. This is a beautiful record. Yeah, for the lovers out there, for those that who wants their Starlas, But one thing I appreciate about this record, it's is that you can feel like the energy, you can feel the vibe, you can feel as if it's as if like you can feel like the studio energy, like it translated into like the music, 'cause as you listen to through the ears, so as this record is so beautiful, and then I like also the production of it, also the beat, the whole feel, just the overall feel of this track, and it was so well put together, and then how also Kate, it's sort of like she understood the assignment, it's sort of like it's as if she wasn't need to be told, you know it's sort of like they just said a few words, and then she was like, my man, say no more, I got you, and oh, she did so amazing on this joint, on this assignment. Oh my god, this is a beautiful record, guys, and this is beautiful. This is beautiful music, a beautiful piece of music, art. This is art, man. This is art, and I enjoy such pieces of music. Art painted, with the pen, with the music. The story told, so beautiful, and you can't even ask or question. You know what's going on, like just by the feeling of it. There's some things that you can't explain, and then it just it just touches you somehow, and then this is one of those records that it just it touches you. It touches you, and it makes you feel somehow. uh K Kid, amazing, amazing, amazing. Dr. Duda, once again, man. Oh, amazing. So we're gonna get into the next track now. All right. Well, I was just listening to Butle, featuring Tando Zide and Ukutlana Mokwena. So yeah, this track, it talks about Ubuhle Bakho, beauty, translated into beauty. You know. So also it's another story of talking about a person's beauty, and how it can be a light into your life. How that person's beauty, they bring a light, whether into your life. And I think whether it can be like a partner, your partner, you know it can be, you know any sort of relationship, friendship, any sort of, but speaking specifically to this record, yeah, I feel like here it was meant for talking about a partner. It seems like it's kind of like a romantic relationship. Talking about how the person brings light into their life. The partner, they bring light into their life, and you know they make them feel okay. They make them feel good. They make them feel, out of all, like the madness, all the madness in the surrounding area, outside, outside noise, and then when they are with this person, they feel, they bring the light into the darkness. So Tandazide, also she did justice. Uklana Mugena also, I don't know if whether that's a producer who also produced on the track, but the pieces were so well put together, by also once again Dr. Duda. And like so far, like this is the third record into the album, right? And I there's no miss, there's no miss. The pieces are being put together so well. Like the canvas is being painted so well so far. So it's a beautiful track also, this one. And Tandozide, Kutlwana Mokwena also, they did justice. Like I said, once again, the production, it's consistent. It's consistent. The music, the elements into the song. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's a beautiful song. Yeah, to all the artists involved in it, to making this song come to life. Yeah, guys, you're doing beautiful work. Beautiful work, and yeah, lovely song, lovely song. I like it. I love it. You know, and yeah, we're gonna get into another one now. Okay, so the next track that I listened to is called "Take Over the World," featuring K Kid and Orish. So yeah, I like this one. It's a bit upbeat. You know, um, yeah, it's. I also heard an element of Afrobeat. You know, there's a couple of elements infused into it. But the one that I mentioned is also like very notable. You know, that two-step Afrobeat. You know, there's keys. There's keys involved in it. There's keys. I want one thing that has been consistent in this production is the keys. You know, and which makes sense because of Dr. Dudalena. He's that guy. He's the keys guy, and he brings that element into so far into the songs, and my goodness, they do wonders. They do wonders. And K Kid, also there. I don't know in which element, because of like there's a lot of vocals, floating around. If you listen with like a quality speaker or headphones or earphones, yeah, it's you're gonna hear like everything, everything that floats around, especially the vocals. What one thing about I like about this song, which is called "Take Over the World," you know, it's that. The vocals, I like the vocals how they were laid, and how like the vocals are playing around, floating around, you just get headsets, that are of good quality, or speakers, because of like the production of the song. It's very nice. You listen to the elements, and yeah, you like, oh, there's this song. It's I don't even how to put it, man. I don't think it was meant even to say that's because of like there's so many elements that were involved in this thing, and there's also that lo-fi element to it. There's that lo-fi again to it. So Dr. Dida, again, my guy, once again, I don't know which headspace you were in putting together this project so far, but oh, um I'm in Awe, man. I'm in Awe, and yeah, as the title says, take over the world, and that's exactly what this song is about. Take over the world, take over your world. Don't allow anyone else, to tell you otherwise. So just take over the world, take over the world. And I saw on the credits that there are other people also involved in the production. You know, Mihlali Koyana, Sibulele, Mela, Sipopi, Mpahlaza, and Tempo Moloi. So yeah, shout out to you guys, everyone who was involved in making this record. You guys made a beautiful, beautiful piece of work. It's a dope one. It's a dope one. It's for those music lovers. So yeah, shout out to you guys, man. Now we're gonna get into another one. Okay, now we're getting into the fifth one, called Anati Was Born. You know, so listen to Anati Was Born. At the beginning you're hearing a crying baby sound. A baby was just born, and I'm assuming it was his son. Because you can hear like the crying sounds. You know, and yeah, it seems like with this one it was from we started from COVID days, right? And then his son being born in the midst of all of these things. And yeah, and I feel as if now when his son was born, everything else stops, and it had to be put on a hold, for a while, because of now it's like, okay, there's a new person here, a new family member, you know, and he had to stop. I feel as if he had to stop and then reflect on certain things, and yeah, it's that song. Vela, it gives you that feel, because like I said, we just came over from taking over the world, and then now it's like, hey, now you have to stop and then reflect, redirect. Also, what I like about this record is that at the very almost nearing the end, the daughter, and I see her in the credits. Let me check real quick. I think it's Lisedi. Yeah, Lisedi Mpahlaza. All right. There's his daughter, or Dr. Duda's daughter, and she says a prayer, you know, whereby she hopes that her little brother, uh, she hopes that her little brother, you know, will love her, and yeah, that's very touching. Listen to the prayer of Dr. Duda's daughter. It's a very touching one, because of, imagine, I don't know how old she is, and imagine as young as she is, already saying those things, hoping, praying for safety, praying for love, you know, uh, and thanking for her little brother being born. It's yeah, it says something. This is all about the family unit, and how they are. As a family, as a unit, because so with stuff like sibling rivalries and all that, all the stuff. It's not it's not nice stuff to go through. So it just shows that how Dr. Duda is leading the family, and is ensuring that his kids are brought up in a very loving environment, in an environment whereby they are led, they are taught the right values, they're shown love, and they're also taught, to be loving, towards other individuals, whether it's the siblings or whoever, you know. So yeah, this song it's not a much said, but if you listen clearly and uh, yeah, you break it down very thoroughly. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Yeah, it was a touching one. So yeah, my man Dr. Duda, and also I saw Lungela Ngovo on it. So I'm assuming also on the production. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to you guys. You really captured like the emotion, and yeah, yeah, touching. So we're gonna go into the next one now. Okay, now we're getting into Lay Down featuring Cindy. So this one, as I'm listening to it, as I listen to it, it's a slow jam you know, a slow jam. It's yeah, it's giving slow jam, but at the same time, and then it gets to a point whereby I think on the bridge, or the hook, and then it picks up. But yeah, there's an element of slow jam to it, and I hear while listening to the sounds, I hear a lot of chords, chords, and also I like the hi hats, the hi hats. Yeah, I think they are yeah, they're amazing. They're not like loud, but the way that like he did them, yeah, it's yeah. Oh, Dr. Duda, the hi hats, my brother. I like them. I like them a lot on this record. There isn't a lot of elements to this record. Like I said, there's a lot of cost to it, but also another thing that stands out is the kick and the bass. The kick, it's kicking, and also the bass, the way how it was laid, and also Cindy with the vocals, basically speaking about, how yeah, the partners making them like to lie down, they make them feel complete, you know. So it's that song whereby, like yo, you make me feel like, like I wanna lay down, when I'm with you, I wanna lay down, I wanna lay down, and I don't want any of that other, extra stuff, So yeah, to simply put it, that's how the song feels, and also yeah, Cindy the vocals, once again, man, spot on, spot on, spot on with the production, spot on with the feature. Yeah, man, this project, it's I don't know, it's yo so far, yeah, guys. So yeah, it's another one, lay down. That's also a beautiful one. Shout out again once again, Dr. Duda. Shout out Cindy for putting on the vocals, and also, you okay, we just listening to the other one right now, called "Time for Love," featuring K Kid. Once again, K Kid and Uteri. You know, so listen to this one, man. K Kid saying that she doesn't know how she feels anymore about love. Maybe she's conflicted. Maybe it's her. You know, and how she says that yeah, it's subjective. Which is true. But I like the fact that she's acknowledging that the fact that it might be her. And just the thing with love. Just because of it has treated you badly, it doesn't necessarily mean that love is bad. So it might be you, it might be the person that you chose to be with. So, and it is very subjective, because of like when two people come together, I think one thing that we don't see is that we are taught love differently. We are brought up differently, and we see love differently, you know and we might not understand it the same way. We might not show it the same way. So I think, for me, I think it's beautiful when two people who acknowledge that we don't see love the same way, and there's a lot of factors involved in us not being able to see love the same way. You know, and also being able to learn, how to, you know, love that person, and also that person being able to love you, you know, um, according to how you as an individual, want to be loved, and, want to be shown love, which is a lot of work, and not many people are willing to go through that process, you know. So this song, it's you see how I'm talking about all of this. It's the song that I feel, it's yeah, as I don't want to go that deep, but yeah, just to yeah, give my 2 cents, and yeah, the way K Kid laid it, she painted on the canvas, and then the production also once again, the vocals, on the background again. Ah man, there's it's once again it's a beautiful, piece of work. It gets you thinking. It gets you also in your feels to say, damn, you know. So, and also one thing also she mentioned is that, getting advice from her uncle, who told her that, look, before you choose a partner, take time, take time. And by that, I think, yes, I'm assuming that he was saying, like, look, take time with yourself, get to know yourself, what your preference, what are your preferences, just get to know yourself, get to know yourself emotionally, mentally, psychologically, so that you can be able to deal with the next person. You can be able to lay yourself out to the next person, you know, and yeah. So yeah, Kiki said some a lot of things that, yeah, that can be, broke down and, be talked about, yeah, just have a conversation about, and also she was being vulnerable, on this joint, she was being very, very vulnerable. And yeah, it was beautiful for her to, like, to lay out, all of those, like, emotions. And yeah, once again, it's a very touching song. It's a very, a thought, provoking also. You know, I feel like it's an important song also, and also saying that also it's a time to love. So we've been through so much, you know. So let's love one another. As cliche as it sounds, every time somebody says it, but we go through a lot. Just as individuals, just as a people, and what better way to do it than, to show love, so show love, my good peeps. So yeah, let's get into another one. Okay, now we're getting into another one, called My Number One, featuring Usindi. First of all, this one, Dr. Duda sampled Gang of Instrumentals, and guys, what the samples, if you're gonna sample other artists, especially songs that are classics, you need to make sure that you do justice, you know. And so far, guys, listening to Dr. Duda's musical capabilities, yeah, we can't say you can't doubt it, can't doubt it. And the way he laid, the foundation of the beat, and yeah, the kick once again of Dr. Duda, he has this distinctive kick and bass line he has, in his production. My number one, obviously, guys, you can the title, you know. Cindy here, oh my goodness. She laid the vocal so beautiful. The message, like, it gets right across. You don't have to even say, starting just from the music, the artist Usindi, the way she laid the vocals. Oh my goodness, Here, this one, guys, is strictly for, it's for your lover. Here, how your person, uh, saying to them that, look, you're my number one, you're my priority in my life, you know, you're the only one that I want, and I will give my time, and I'll put my effort, into you, into us, you know. So you're my number one, you're the only one that I want, you're the one that I've been wanting. Uh, it's a beautiful record. It's a beautiful record. And like I said, the way Dr. Duda laid it, the production, oh my goodness. Like I said, that cake, man, the bass line, and once again, the keys, once I said, Gucci, like the keys of Dr. Duda, the keys, the touch of, like, the piano also, oh, so put together. Yeah, and also he did justice to the sample, because they sampled the gang of instrumentals. And a shout out to Dr. Duda, man, to ensuring that he's gonna do justice to this record, which he outdid himself. Cindy came through. Ah, yeah. fire stuff. It's a beautiful record. It's just those ones you just like you play them and you just so you feel good. You feel happy. Yeah, it's a and then you get to appreciate your partner. Yeah, and it's a beautiful joint, man. It's a beautiful joint. It's a beautiful joint. I can't even say further about it because of it's just a joint. You don't even have to vouch for it. No, 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 no. So yeah, it's another one, man. And no miss so far. No miss, guys. No miss. And there's like a few of them left. So Dr. Duda, my guy, shout out to you. Amazing work. Cindy, amazing, my sister. Beautiful. You have a beautiful voice. You understood the assignment, and I feel as if like you added a bit of element touch to the record because it also feels a bit like personal, you know. And yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, let's get into another one. Okay, now is the second last song of the project called Learn to Understand. No, actually it's called Learn and Understand. So yeah, this song it's much more of a it's an instrumental more than anything, there's only like vocals laid here and there, saying to learn and to understand. And uh, as the song progresses, in the background, it says that to give, yeah, is to give, to understand, to learn, you know. So I'm not sure that if those vocals are from were like chopped off somewhere from a sample, or it was an actual guy saying this on the record. So only the man himself can give us that information. But the song is mostly like instrumental. You know, it's mostly instrumental, and but we can get the message also, because as you think about it, as I think about it, it's like to learn to understand, to learn and understand. So it's basically for me, he's saying that we have to learn and you have to understand. As you learn, it's important to understand what you've learned or what you're learning. You can't just learn for learning something, or learning about somebody. Whatever that you learn, whatever that you learn in your life, you have to learn it with understanding. Because if you get the understanding, of what you learned, then you will be able to handle it, better, or you'll be able to handle it differently when you have an understanding. Basically, when you have an understanding of things, you know usually you will see that people who have an understanding of something, the way they go about it, so that's the message I feel for the song. The message that the song is portraying. you know um that's how I feel about it. And yeah, Dr. Duda once again showcasing his prowess, production prowess, with the instruments, with the keys, the sounds, the kids in the background, a couple of things happening there. But yeah, so I think so. So yeah, it's also, it's this one is like laid back, it gets you a bit of like thinking, thinking, and a bit of, yeah, deep in thought. So yeah, Dr. Duda, my guy, you're doing amazing work on this project. And yeah, so far, I've been engaged, I've been engaged all the way. And let's get into the last one now. So finally, the final song of the project, called Song Vibes, featuring Zaga and Q Buzz. Wow, what a closing. What a closing. What a closing to the project. You know, um yeah, once again, Dr. Duda showcasing his musical prowess, you know, and look, soul vibes. Yeah, it's giving exactly that, you know. There's kids in the background. It's lo-fi. It's funk. You know, it's a bit of jazz in it. You know, the keys. Oh my goodness, the keys. The keys on this song. Yo, the keys on this song. I don't know who played them. I don't know if it's Uzaga or Q Buzz. You know, whoever played the keys on this one. Oh my goodness. And also, the voice that goes whoa and it goes that, you know, when you DJ on they scratch the records and goes zwick zwick zwick, and then like the beat comes on. Oh my goodness, and then the keys comes on top, and then the hi-hats. I'm like, oh my, oh, this song, man, this song, it's a good, like, you know, it's a good feeling, it's a good feel, you know, good feel, you know, a good feel song is very good feel. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel lively. It makes you feel happy. It makes you feel you wanna, like, I wanna go out there and do stuff. You know, I just wanna enjoy life. I wanna feel good. I want everybody around me, you know, to catch these soul vibes. You know, that's how it feels. That's how it makes me feel. Ah, it's beautiful, man. Like I said, like here, it's you just have to listen to the instruments, you know, the elements that are put together, you know, the production, the guys involved in this thing. Dr. Duda, my guy, yo, you know, sometimes it's unfortunate that, you know, such pieces of art, you know, that aren't appreciated as like, you know, on a broader view or on a broader perspective. But you know, there's people like us, you know, there's people like us out there. So yeah, I think there's people out there who will enjoy it, you know, enjoy it a lot as much as I do, or even more, or even more. But it's really a beautiful sound, this one. It's a beautiful closing to the project. Shout out to Dr. Duda, you know, for putting this one together, and also the guys who were involved, you know, Zaga and Cubase or Cubase. You guys did amazing work, did wonders on this Soul Vibes. I'm loving it. I'm feeling it, and yeah, I hope that everybody else, man, who listens to this song, also, you know, it makes them, you know, want to jump up and do stuff, you know. So this is the closing of the project, and I loved it. You know, I loved it, and whew, my goodness. Let me just catch a second. Oh man, Dr. Duda. Yeah, this project called the Drive. You know, it's for me. Yeah, I feel like as if I caught all the emotions, you know, from the opening, the COVID days, you know, it actually took you back, you know, to a very, 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 a bit dark time, I might say. And wow, this project, it's there's no miss, you know, from the features, from the production. Cake Heat, you know, the features that stood up for me in particular, the vocalist, actually, let me say, not the features, but I will say the vocalist, you know, because everybody involved in this project, they brought their A game. So I would say for me, the vocalist that stood out for me here in this project called The Drive, it's Cake Heat and Usindi. Oh my goodness. Those ladies, oh, talented, I'm telling you, very, very talented. Cake Heat, out of this world. Very, very out of this world, you know, how she can sing and then come and, you know, lay a verse. And you're like, oh my God, what was going on here, you know? And also, like, the guys, the producers who was also involved, curating this beautiful piece of work, you know. It's and the project, what I love about, also another thing I love about it is that the fact that It's so cohesive, it's so cohesive. Like it literally takes you through a journey, emotional journey. The story is on point, it's on point from the beginning, to end, from end to beginning. Oh my goodness. Dr. Duda, he gave us the prescription, and he came back and he gave us the medicine. Definitely gave us the prescription and also gave us the medicine. You know, um, my brother. Yeah, it's for me. I feel as if with this project, it was created at a time whereby you were able to literally sit with yourself, and just stop and think, and say, you know what, with all everything that has happened, um, at the time, I assume during COVID times, this is the product, And another thing for me is that it shows that your ear is on the ground, Dr. Duda. And by the way, he's from Mikasa. He's a producer, a member of Mikasa, Dr. Duda.